Week one of the NFL season is officially done. It's been a little late, but we're here to recap everything that's going on. So I know you, Jay, you already did the quick Eagles recap. I guess I'll share my thoughts very, very quickly on that game. Cowboys look better than what I originally thought. Their coach, they did a lot of motion with their offense, which I really liked. I thought Dak Prescott was pushing the ball downfield. CeeDee Lamb's got to catch the ball. He had a chance to win the game, couldn't do it. That's why you get paid big boy money, and he couldn't deliver, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's still no run game for the Cowboys. Um, Eagles were not as impressive as I thought they'd be. They took a dip in the secondary. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's gone. Who else? Darius Slay is gone, and you picked up Adoree Jackson to be your cornerback too. He got cooked. He was getting cooked for most of the game.
Yeah.
My thing is, if Cooper DeJean is the better cornerback, why not move him to the cornerback too instead of the nickel? That's what I thought. It's like, make that adjustment, okay? If you're going to get cooked in the slot, you're going to get cooked in the slot. But I think DeJean's the better corner, so you got to move him on the outside, in my opinion. I see you agree as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, and the funny part is that I'm pretty sure Vic Fangio just announced that they're going to be going with Adoree Jackson going forward, which I'm not 100% like, excited about. Obviously, it's a little bit, it's not much to be desired there. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, hopefully maybe going forward he could figure it out. If not, it's going to be a long season for the Eagles secondary. I do agree Cooper DeJean is the better cornerback, but yeah. I mean, I just think that it's going to be a wild ride. I see this Eagles season in the defensive secondary being a lot of moving pieces. Yeah, they might name Adoree the starter right now, but do not have that etched in stone. I don't think that's going to stay that way.
Not at all. And honestly, maybe you sign him and you got to give him some time to adjust. But honestly, this is the NFL. This is the pros. If you can't cut it, move over to the slot. Let DeJean
Yeah,
take over.
yeah, yeah. Well, but like Eagles, that game, man, it was really good. You are 100% correct in saying that the Cowboys surprised me a little bit. The Eagles, the offense looked really good. The Eagles' offense looked really good. Obviously, you want more output from guys like Smitty, guys like AJ Brown. But I think Jalen Hurts played an awesome game. I think the biggest problem on defense outside of the secondary, Jalen Carter's ejection was an immediate impact on the game. Luckily, due to dark Dak, like after the footage came out, due to him technically starting the issue, Jalen Carter, the update is that he will not be suspended any further. He served a 1 game suspension for the opener against the Cowboys, and he will be fined his game check $57,222. And hey, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully he realizes that that's not the way you handle yourself. You have to move into a leadership role in the team. You cannot do that. You cannot be reactive. But I think that it's fair to say that Dak did bait him into doing that, unfortunately, and he took the bait. Yeah.
Let's move on to the Commanders. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Took care of business. The
Yeah.
Giants suck. They are hot garbage, bro. I was surprised. We neutralized their defensive line. Their defensive line is have a bunch of monsters: Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence. But Jaden Daniels was running the ball, so he initiated contact first, and he was getting the ball out very quickly, so that D-line didn't have time to pressure Jaden Daniels. They did have a few sacks. I think Brian Burns had a couple sacks. They're gonna get theirs because
Okereke looked good too.
I didn't see Okereke. Oh, I'm gonna shout out Abdul Carter. He did block a punt, and I think like for the Giants, they got to move Abdul Carter around the line, like be that Micah Parsons, where he can rush A gap, B gap over the center, edge rusher, wherever he needs to be, because he needs to play at least 80% of the snaps. He shouldn't be on the sideline, especially on third down. But the rookie Bill Ja'Cory Krosky-Barrett, bro, looking tough out there, getting more yards than Alshon Jeffery. And I know Alshon Jeffery is way more talented, but the Raiders have a shitty O-line. But I will say, a seventh-round rookie who played 1 game at Arizona killed it for us, man. Big hopes for him.
Yeah, but big shout out to the Washington. I mean, I think that Daniel Jones, Jaden Daniels is solidifying himself as the franchise there. I think that This is definitely, obviously, a test year. We know about the sophomore slump years that usually follow these magical years. So people were wondering, okay, is he going to go through the sophomore slump? Is he going to pick up where he left off? Is he going to, you know what I'm saying? So far, he has picked up where he's left off. However, we will have to see him against a true challenge, because a lot like last year, there were some games that were like, okay, yeah, of course, I hope you win these games. This is the Giants. They suck. They're going to suck for the time being. But I want to see this guy against a real-life defense that's something, you know?
I will say this, the Giants' D-line is the only good thing they have going for them. There is their D-line. And also, number two, you got to see him. Jaden Daniels was scrambling to the right, and Brian Burns was running and trying to chase him. Jaden Daniels looks back at him, smiles, this big shit-eating grin, and is like, "You can't catch me." He runs for the first down. So yeah. Jaden Daniels got the poise, the leadership. This is what Tom Brady was saying. I think Tom Brady really loves Jaden Daniels' preparation of the game. I feel like Jaden Daniels elevates a team. This is what I like talk about with like the separation from like great quarterbacks and elite quarterbacks. They can elevate a team. People truly believe they can win the game if the ball is in his hands. Yes, he was a little inaccurate, I would say. He missed Terry McLaurin on a deep ball. Should have been a touchdown. He was a little off target on Debo and Terry for a little bit, but he's going to get back on track, man. I know the Giants suck. That D-line is still a bunch of monsters over there.
Yeah.
But
and I don't
business.
I don't know. Did he play any snaps in the preseason at all, Jaden?
Nah, he played 0.
Right. So this is what I was saying to a couple of buddies of mine. Like, this is week 1 for guys like Jaden Daniels, guys like Jalen Hurts, these guys who played no preseason at all. It's almost like an unofficial preseason to like say, okay, so you're getting warmed up, you're getting in the swing of things. So he'll get his legs under him. Those little jitters, coming in from not playing any football besides stuff in camp until week 1 and then going forward, it's just going to get better. So I need not worry about any of these guys. I think that Jalen Hurts is going to have a great year. I think that Jaden Daniels is going to have a great year. We're going to have to see exactly what they can do against true challenges, because once again, Jalen Hurts didn't have to face one of the top defenses in the league, because the Cowboys after Micah, that's that. And yes, the Giants' defensive line is pretty good, but it's also not battle tested, if for lack of better terms. So we'll have to see how they mesh going forward. But yeah, shouts out to Jaden, man. He did a hell of a job.
Thank you, and to Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah, man.
yeah. All right, what game do you want to cover next? What game?
Oh man, I mean, how could we be? We would be remiss if we did not cover what might be the game of the year in the Ravens and the Bills. It was 41-40 final score. The game, like I said, game of the year candidate, high scoring game, came down to the very wire. Derrick Henry put on a clinic. He looked like Saquon Barkley of last year. 169 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ultimately, though, it's bittersweet, because what happened at the end? He lost the game for his team by fumbling at a crucial time in the 4th quarter. And that allowed Super Allen and the Bills. Oh my God, I can't stand those guys. That allowed Allen and the Bills to once again show their resilience and complete a late game comeback, overcoming a 15-point deficit. Allen played lights out. I think he put up almost 400 yards, like 380 something, 390 something, insane numbers for opening game. So yeah, that game was insane. Last second field goal wins it for the Bills.
And they rush on the field. The clock was ticking. He's like, get on the field, kick the game winner. Don't even worry about time, bro. That was insane. First of all, shout out Josh Allen. Just got married, so he's going to have another MVP type form season this year. So
yeah. And guess what? I'm so sick, and the reason I'm sick is because I'm in 3 fantasy leagues. In one of my fantasy leagues, in 2 of my fantasy leagues actually, I have Dak Prescott. He is a backup for one of them, and he is a starter for the other one because he was the only one left. The one where he was a backup, Josh Allen, is my starter. But I accidentally started Dak Prescott thinking it was the other league. Ooh. And I lost my game because I started Dak Prescott over Josh Allen. Oh my God, dude!
You just gotta keep Allen as your QB1 from now on.
I know. I was moving shit around and I screwed up, man. I screwed up. But yeah, he's MVP caliber season loading.
MVP. Listen, I just want to say this about the Bills. Top to bottom, if you go position by position between the Bills and the Ravens, because those are the two of the better teams in the league, the Ravens have the much better team.
Much
secondary, O-line, running back, weapons, secondary linebackers. The Ravens should have walked away, and Lamar Jackson is basically like he's at Josh Allen's level. Coaching, there are question marks on both sides, but we can get into that later. I'm just saying that Ravens team, they should have killed the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing, like, but that's kind of like the power of Josh Allen when you talk about Jaden Daniels and being able to elevate a team and really push a team forward. Like, that's what we were talking about, and that's why Josh Allen is. If you ask me, I think Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes. That's my hot take for
I think most people would agree. I think he's more talented.
Yeah,
I think he's more talented. Definitely a stronger, better runner. I think people say he has the better arm too.
So he does have a better arm. He does. I think that he is more physically gifted. I think that Patrick Mahomes has a better football IQ, but like only slightly. But I mean, I think that Josh Allen is a generational talent. He continues to play. He does this every year. That's something that's hard to do. He puts up numbers like this every year. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? He is the standard when you're talking about stats. Yeah. Mahomes does similar every year, but I just feel like it's different, man. Like, he's such a Josh is such a dynamic player. He's smash mouth. He's in your face. He will truck your ass if you try to get in his way. I mean, it's incredible to watch. Seriously.
Honestly, when he's like slinging it, Josh Allen, it looks so easy. Like, he's playing against rookies most of the time. And this is a great Ravens team. This is a great defense. So for him to just do that, it's unbelievable. Unfortunately for Josh Allen, he's going to have to do that for pretty much most of the season and to win the Super Bowl, because that Bills team, top to bottom, that roster is not impressive, honestly, at all. And if they don't win the Super Bowl in Josh Allen's prime, this is his prime right now, it's shame on you. Shame on the GM, shame on the head coach, because you have a once-in-a-generation kind of player as your quarterback.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, you could say that for a few teams. You could say that for the Ravens. You could say that for the Bills. You could say that for, I mean, hell, you could even say it for the Cowboys in some senses. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I might be trolling a little bit. But, I mean, like, let's be real. I mean, they got one of the best receivers in football, CeeDee Lamb. They got an amazing wide receiver, too, in George Pickens. Very underrated move. You know, they got Dak. So they got a little something. They lost Michael Parsons. That freaking sucks for them. But I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of teams where they're just suffering from bad ownership and bad coaching because they have all the talent in the world, you know.
So the next game I kind of want to cover, I know two mid teams. One shitty team, one mid team. Jets, Steelers, highest scoring game. You got two defensive head coaches. Justin Fields balling out, bro. Shout out Justin Fields. A lot of scrutiny, a lot of like doubt, but man, he came out balling. And Aaron Rodgers said he turned back the clock and said, "Let me score 4 tutties on my old team." Same with Justin Fields. Shout out Justin Fields. Both of them balled out. Fortunately, the Steelers won. I think the Steelers have the better roster. They have the better head coach, so they should have won. But you know, they both shout out both quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers. They both got their lick back.
Yeah, 100% did. And well, so Justin Fields is a bit of a mixed bag. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers, just because I feel like they have these games where they look extremely good, and then like the next game they'll go out there and just stink it up, or they're very streaky. That's one word that's been used to describe Jalen Hurts, as being streaky, as in like they'll go on like a hot streak for like a certain amount of time and then fizzle out and like lose a few games, and then they'll just be like, well, what happened to the hot streak we were going on? So Aaron Rodgers is a little more battle tested. I think that age is just catching up with him. So far, so good. But, I mean, I think that we can predict that both of those quarterbacks in the near future are going to have games that don't look as good. But shout out to, like you said, shout out to Justin Fields. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is like the last real veteran in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Joe Flacco might be still floating around somewhere. But, like, you know, Aaron Rodgers is, you know, he's still killing it. So, you know, I can't get too mad at that at all, brother.
Yeah. And also, it's like, we know the Steelers are not going to be a Super Bowl contender. They're going 9-8 at best. The Jets are going to win 5 games at the most. But honestly, just for this 1 week and for this brief period of time, I just want to shout them out because this is probably the highlight for both of their. This is their game of the season for both of those guys.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Is there another game you wanted to cover quickly?
You know what's crazy? I want to say something about, yes, a game, but a player that is not getting a whole lot of praise, but played lights out. Can we just give a hand clap to the Raiders and Geno Smith struggling with a knee injury and then completing 24 for 32, 362 yards with a QB rating of 102.8? Are you serious? We talked about Josh Allen. Yes, that was impressive, but Geno Smith only threw for like 20 or 30 yards less than Josh Allen. And I think he had a better completion percentage. I mean, Geno Smith is one of those guys who continues to impress every year, and you just think that he's not you don't talk about him when you're talking about top 5, top 10, top even 20 sometimes. But like, man, has Geno Smith revitalized his career? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He's not like a superstar, but he's definitely a steady veteran to build that culture with the Raiders. They've had a shitty culture for years. He's there to stabilize the Raiders, make them competitive. He can get to the playoffs. He's been proven to do that. You can compete to get a playoff spot. And once you get to the playoffs, who knows? You get a few lucky breaks. He needs a great run game, which he has in Ashton Jeanty. Question marks on the O-line, but he has some good weapons. Brock Bowers, Jeanty, Jacoby Myers. So he just needs to make good decisions and make 1 or 2 good throws a game. And they're straight. They're solid. I think they can definitely compete for a playoff spot, the Raiders. I don't think that's an overreaction at all.
Yeah, Geno Smith is the guy who gets on your team and gets you wins. And that's what you want. You want to get to that point. Now, can he finish? Is he a finisher? Is he one of those guys who can, get it all done and get you over to the Super Bowl and win it? Probably not. But the fact that he's still playing at the level that he's playing when like no one even really thinks about him. I mean, 362 yards, 224 for 32. That's really good. I mean, if he played like that, he could be an MVP candidate if he played like that every game. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. The Vikings and the Bears was also a really good game, 27-24. JJ McCarthy, he was poised and his performance was clutch. He did struggle early. He had a pick 6, but he kept his composure and he led a fourth quarter comeback. And the Vikings ended up winning that game by 3. Yeah, so by 3. I had to count for a second.
Shout out JJ McCarthy because people have been sleeping on him. People said at Michigan, he's kind of like he just hands the ball off. He doesn't that he didn't need to make big throws for Michigan. He was leading most of the game. Then he gets hurt his rookie year, has to sit behind and learn from Sam Darnold for 1 whole year. As a competitor, that has to hurt. That you want to play. So just to learn, and when I saw him pregame, his eyes, he looked so determined. He looked so focused. And then I saw the difference between Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams looked way too laissez-faire, bro. Like kind of just chilling like this, bro. And I was like, bro, JJ McCarthy will find a way to win. Caleb Williams better hope they win by 3 scores because JJ McCarthy has that dog in him, and I don't think Caleb Williams has that dog in him. The difference: Caleb Williams has all the talent, can make all the Superman throws. JJ McCarthy has all the other intangibles. I don't think he can make Superman throws, but honestly, it's looking really bad for Caleb Williams right now.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely flashes of brilliance from Caleb, so we'll give him that. He did show some promise, but he needs to keep his poise. We do know that as a quarterback, you do have to have a sense of relaxation. You do have to have a sense of, but if it gets to be too relaxed, then it can get sloppy. It's like you're not supposed to be too high, not supposed to be too low. You're supposed to teeter somewhere in the middle because mental, that's where the quarterback position is half physical, half mental. So he's going to have to really polish up. And because late in the game, especially, there were a lot of guys underthrown, a lot of guys overthrown. And that's that clutch gene that we talk about. If you are doing those type of things when it matters, when the game is on the line, you will not have a future as anyone's franchise quarterback. So, I think that he looked 100% legit in the first quarter, but you have to play the entire game.
And just to make sure, that first drive was scripted. So the first 15 plays, he knows what he's doing. Ben Johnson wrote the entire script. So all Caleb Williams had to do was just follow it. And the plays are there. Ben Johnson's a very creative offensive genius. So he just has to understand the plays. It's the pre-snap stuff. It's getting the play in the huddle. It's motioning guys. It's knowing the hot reads, because Ben Johnson has so many hot reads. He's like 2 or 3 at least. The difference between like Goff and Caleb Williams, Goff does not have that elite talent, but Goff here is elite. That's why he's a good quarterback. Fortunately, he doesn't have the athleticism or the elite arm strength like Josh Allen to be truly elite. Just wanted to go over Daniel Jones, since we're going over quarterback.
I knew it. This was what I'm going to say next too. God dang.
Daniel Jones, the whole world trashing this guy. You suck. I'm
still going to trash him.
You are terrible.
After you're done, I'm still going to trash him.
Gets the big contract from the Giants. Still's bad. Gets benched. Scout team safety. Gets cut because he asked to get cut. He does not want to be embarrassed. Goes to the Vikings, then goes to the Colts to try to revive his career. Man, he looked good.
He did.
I know Miami's going to fire their coach, their GM. They're a total dumpster fire. But man, give Daniel Jones his flowers just for 1 week, because I think Daniel Jones is just a high floor, low ceiling kind of guy.
Yeah.
Just shout out him, man.
I'll give him his flowers for 1 week, but I will say this, okay? I will say this. Danny Dimes, ladies and gentlemen, I want Chris Ballard, if you're listening, Shane Steichen, I want you to listen to me, okay? Danny Dimes is tricking you. He is tricking yet another desperate organization into thinking that he is the future of their franchise. Do not let Anthony Richardson go far, because you're going to need him. Do not fall for it, guys, okay? He will give you games like this. He'll give you moments like this. He'll give you magic for a second, and then he will fumble the bag, because that's what he did. He made the Giants feel like, they were going to be worth something, and it just didn't happen. But all seriousness, shouts out to him. I love to see guys who can't really work out elsewhere go to another place and their career gets revitalized. It's a beautiful thing to see, because sometimes it's not the player, sometimes it's the system, and sometimes it's the player within that system that just doesn't work. And that's why you see guys going to other systems, quarterbacks going to other systems, and while you might think they suck here, and not even just quarterbacks. Look at Saquon Barkley, right? Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's washed up. Oh, he never could do nothing. He can't stay healthy." Well, yeah, because he was the Giants' entire offense for years and got killed every game. Now he has a line. Now he has this. Look at him last year. He almost broke the record. So it's all about the system and how the player fits that scheme, and I think maybe he fits this scheme a little better.
I also like just your coaches believe in you. Brian Daboll, Joe Schoen did not draft Daniel Jones, so he was like not their player. So, and then once he started playing bad the year after the Giants made the playoffs, Daboll runs hot. He's got a hot temper, as you can see, throwing headsets on the sidelines and stuff. Yeah. So he probably gave up on Daniel Jones, but Shane Steichen probably said, "I believe in you. I can work with you." Just like Mike McDaniel. I know Mike McDaniel's going to get fired, but he believed in Tua, and he revitalized Tua's career. Tua would have never gotten that second contract without Mike McDaniel. So,
facts.
Quick shout out. I know Daniel Jones, the Colts are probably going to win 7 games at the most, but this is probably Daniel Jones' best game of the year. Going to stamp it right in ink, because the Colts are not going to go anywhere. But shout out for this 1 week.
Yeah, it's one game. We'll give him his flowers for one game. The Colts suck. Excuse my language. The Dolphins suck. The Giants suck.
No filter. No filter.
Fuck the Colts. Fuck them all. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting week. Just the only thing that bothers me is like how the media, hates the Eagles so freaking much. They do. Listen. What was the talk of all week? Oh, well, Jalen Hurts didn't get the ball to A.J. Brown or anything like that. It's like, dude.
Okay. I do want to go over that quickly. I have one scenario for you, but I just want to cover one quick game before we go there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bo Nix looked like garbage this week. Against the Titans with the number 1 pick, you put up how many points? 20 points? You put up 20 points against them? You threw for 2 picks. You threw for 1 touchdown. Threw 40 times. Your rookie running back RJ Harvey looks really good.
Yeah.
But everyone's saying, like Colin Cowherd is saying, like, oh my God, I got the Broncos going so far. Let me just say, Bo Nix is one of the most overrated quarterbacks right now. Here, he's got everything. But in terms of athleticism, arm strength, he's subpar, mid at best. Look at the teams he played last year. He played the Ravens, got blown up by 30 points, 30 points. He beat one playoff team, gets to the playoffs, faces Josh Allen, and they get destroyed. Yeah. So all this talk about the Broncos like being like this dark horse contender because they got Hufanga and Greenlaw, absolute horseshit. Because that defense can only be so elite for so long because Bo Nix cannot score points.
Well, I will say this: the Denver Broncos defense might be the best defense in football right now. We have to see how battle tested it is, but it is, I think, the best defense in football. You got PS2, you got Hufanga, you got Greenlaw. Excuse me. You got these guys. I mean, and honestly. They shut down. They did shut down Cam Ward. But with all that said, what you're saying is 100% correct. Bo Nix did not look good. It might just be a case of first week jitters. If it is, just give him a chance. It's hard to gauge where someone's going to be in the first week. It really is. It's hard to gauge it. So we'll see. But first initial taste test, he didn't look great.
Overreactions are the best part about week 1.
Yeah.
This team's a Super Bowl contender. This team sucks.
Yeah. The Colts are going to the Super Bowl if I'm being real.
Daniel Jones, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, right. Super Bowl MVP, Daniel Jones, y'all. Oh, man. No, but
I think, like, Bo Nix has that, like, Daniel Jones. High floor, low ceiling. He'll get to the playoffs like Geno Smith. But all this talk about Bo Nix being elite, let's just stop that talk. Let's just stop. Like Brock Purdy and Bo Nix, Kirk Cousins. Just quick shout out because I was getting so many hateful comments on Brock Purdy. He's like, "Oh, Brock Purdy was like 4th in passing yards. The Niners had a fourth in like passing yards last year." Bro, you won 6 games. This is the same thing with Kirk Cousins in 2016, where I was defending Kirk Cousins like crazy. 4,900 yards through the air in 2016. I was saying Kirk Cousins just needs a better line, better defense. He's going to be great. He's going to be elite because he threw for 4,900 yards. And guess look where Kirk Cousins is. Big picture, Brock Purdy is basically Kirk Cousins with better PR.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's I think you said that before.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Purdy was just kind of overrated from the jump. I think that he benefited from a strong team and strong coaching. I like how people say Jalen Hurts is. I think that's the reality for Brock Purdy. And eventually the pieces started to fall apart. The coaching, the injury might have caught up with him a little bit. And then he's just not that good. I mean, I never understood the hype. I get that he was, the Mr. Irrelevant thing and he shocked the world for one season, but that's all he had. He was a one-hit wonder. He had one good season.
Season. And listen, he got paid. So congratulations. You won in life. You got getting paid a lot of money. So don't be bad. Listen, don't be salty at the end of the day. Quick thing. We only got about 10 minutes left. But okay. Jay, so let's talk about A.J. Brown not getting his targets.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about the quick trade. Howie Roseman traded for Tank Bigsby for a 5th and 6th rounder.
And you got Zadarius Smith.
And I'm focusing on offense.
Just offense. Okay.
Just offense because this theory was floated by Colin Cowherd. The Eagles, no, just hear me out. Before the Eagles are considering trading A.J. Brown to the Titans. Number one, because Mike Vrabel loves A.J. Brown. Because Mike Vrabel was pissed when he got traded from Tennessee. Number two is because the Eagles have so many weapons, Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Smitty, Goddard, that with A.J. Brown, he might get lost in the sauce sometimes, like we were talking about. And so maybe you can afford to trade A.J. Brown for a 1st or 2nd round pick. Number three is, listen, this is what I was trying to say. A.J. Brown is such a dog. He's such a competitor that even if the Eagles win, which is the ultimate goal for any team and any player, unfortunately, it's going to feel a little less unfulfilled, especially if you're a top player at your position, to not contribute as much, right? One catch for like 8 yards he wants to have like 5 catches, 100 yards. But maybe the game plan doesn't go that way. But he wants to feel fulfilled in the win too, right? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
no, I agree.
Yeah, it's like pickup for basketball for me. If I don't score points, I feel like I'm not contributing. Even if I win, I feel like I'm less fulfilled. I don't feel like I did my part to help the team win, even though it's different. It's completely different.
Do you think it's a Jalen Hurts problem?
Interesting, very interesting. I think right now, based off week 1, it's a little bit the OC, Kevin Patullo. We don't know who he is. He could be the next genius. He could be like Brian Johnson. I think Hurts doesn't stand in the pocket and look to Brown maybe right away. Maybe he doesn't give AJ Brown enough chances to go one-on-one. Maybe he's not confident in his back shoulder throw because I think AJ Brown lines up one-on-one against Deron Bland one-on-one. Throw that back shoulder fade to him, he'll catch that every time. I think Hurts was also runs a little too much out of the pocket.
I think that Hurts this week ran there. I mean, if you really looked at how like the game and you really did the film breakdown of the route tree and just like how everything went, it was very rare that AJ really wasn't open a lot. And the reason being, I think, is because he is nursing a hamstring injury. And I think that, if you really watch Jalen's play, he was trying to pass first. Like he was definitely trying to pass first. And then just when shit wasn't there, he would just take off, and it worked this time. I think that he tried last year. He toned back his running because we got Saquon, so we didn't need him to run. But when Saquon got kind of shut down in the second half after the weather delay, I think that's when Jalen said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have to take this into my hands." But I do want to bring something up, okay? Because we talk about AJ and his lack of production in this game. All right, here's a couple stats. Jamar Chase, 2 catches for 26 yards. Nico Collins, 3 catches for 25 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 catches for 45 yards. AJ, 1 for 8. Brian Thomas Jr., 1 for 11. T. Higgins, 3 for 33. So it seems as if the best in some of the best receivers in the league, they just didn't have a productive week, just across the board. The Eagles are a little bit more highlighted because that's why I said media hates the Eagles, because they're going to always say, well, AJ, and they're going to try to make him give some diva response, and they're going to try to blame Jalen Hurts, and they're going to try to blame this, blame that. But like, silence for Jamar Chase, silence for Nico Collins, silence for Amon-Ra, silence for T. Higgins. And these guys are supposed to be better than AJ, right? So, I that's the only problem I have is that it just seemed like it was a low week for all of the receivers in the league that are, at that level. And it just might be more highlighted because, number one, the Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Number two, the media just loves to pick on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So do the fans. Like, let's be real,
So, bearing that in mind, the theory was floated by Colin Cowherd. The Eagles should trade A.J. Brown to the Patriots or to another team, get a first or second, and they still have enough weapons to compete for a Super Bowl. I completely disagree. I think you need A.J. Brown on the outside. Smitty's great. Devontae Smith is great. But I think there's a stat that with A.J. Brown, the Eagles win more games. So in terms of important players, Colin Cowherd's had A.J. Brown outside the top 5. I kind of disagree. I feel like it's kind of tied because the Eagles have so many important players like Saquon, Hurts, Jalen Carter, Lane Johnson. You could go Jordan Mailata. But then A.J. Brown's still right there because with A.J. Brown, it does take away a lot of focus. The corner's got to go man. Maybe you got to send a safety or double team to A.J. Brown, and that leaves rushing lanes for Jalen Hurts. Without A.J. Brown, the other teams will go zone so they can keep eyes on Hurts. Put 2 guys on Devontae Smith, and then there's less weapons on the perimeter.
Well, then you got to worry about like this new threat in Jahan Dotson that we have. We didn't think that Jahan Dotson was ever going to be a thing or anything like that, but like he almost picked up right where he left off in the Super Bowl, where he made a really big catch in the Super Bowl, and he played a really good game in the Super Bowl, and then he popped up week 1, caught a 50-yard bomb from Jalen, really the longest play of the day. So the Eagles' offense is so dynamic that there's, what we need to realize is that 1 week it's going to look one way, 1 week it's going to look another way. They might come out against the Chiefs because the Chiefs are, not that strong at corner, and AJ might have 150 yards. And Devontae might add to that with a 50 or 60-yard game. You know what I'm saying? Saquon might have over 100 yards. So we'll see. It's just the Eagles are the type of team that game plans for each team. So they are going to do what they feel like is going to win them the game. And that's really the name of the game, is doing what you know is going to give you the W at the end of the day.
Shout out Jahan Dotson. He had a great rookie year for Washington. Bad second year.
Thank you guys, by the way.
No, thank you. That third round returner, Marshawn Lattimore, we thank you.
True.
Listen, Dotson had one good year, and then for the rookie year. Then he had one good game for the Eagles last year. He did have a good game this year against the Cowboys. But I do think Hurts doesn't throw the ball to Dotson. He didn't throw to him last year.
He's a three. He's a three.
I know, but he's still a slot. And that's what I'm saying is you asked me if do you think Hurts throws the ball enough to AJ Brown? Well, from week one, it's kind of I can't tell. But from last year, Hurts wasn't throwing to Dotson. And listen, Dotson's still a first-round talent. He's still good. He's still good.
Yeah. Well, I think that Dotson is a great. I don't know if he'd be the decoy, if AJ would be the decoy, but I think that he just adds a little bit more spice to the offense. I know he doesn't throw to Dotson that much because once again he's a three, but when he does throw the Dotson usually comes up with a pretty big play. So I'm confident in the wide receiver core. I think it is preposterous to try to trade AJ Brown for anybody. We got AJ Brown locked up for a minute, so he's gonna be an Eagle for a while. So will Devontae Smith. So will Saquon, so will Jalen Hurts. These are just our five mainstays, or four mainstays that are just going to be on the team. Dallas Goedert's probably another one, but with his injuries, I'm not 100% sure because I feel like he can't ever stay healthy, so we might end up trading him away eventually. Maybe after this year, we'll see. But I think the offense is not my problem. The biggest concern I have is the defense, can Jalen Carter really learn and go more into a leadership role? Will these corners get it together? Will Vic Fangio figure it out? Find out on the next episode of Batman. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. So we'll see. We'll just keep going forward.
All right, guys. We are less than a minute away. We got to wrap things up. So thank you for tuning in. Catch us next time for week 2 recaps and more skits coming your way.
Yes.
Deuces.